If you're a woman at work and you're constantly getting interrupted by a man in meetings, I need to explain to you exactly what's going on because it's more troubling than you might think on the surface. I'm also going to tell you how to fix it. My name's Louise Thompson. I'm an executive coach for female leaders and a speaker on women in leadership. And let me tell you what is actually happening when you're speaking in a meeting and a man decides to interrupt you. It's not just that he's being a bit rude and disruptive. And it's not just that he genuinely can't sit on his hands any longer and just has to say the thing that he has to say. Here's what's really happening. As a society and in corporate life, and I worked in corporate for nearly 25 years, we have normalized, unfortunately, a set of gendered conditions that mean that men will always feel as if their voice needs to be heard first and loudest and longest in a meeting. Yes, even if you are the woman leading the meeting. I speak from experience. I was a board level director of communications, and I can't tell you how many times I was actually leading a meeting only to have constant interruptions by my male colleagues. Here's why they're doing it. Corporate culture was traditionally developed by men for men. So if you are a man in the workplace, even some of the most progressive workplaces out there, subconsciously, you still feel as if the corporate workplace is for you. The rules have been developed with your comfort and your success in mind. But now put yourself into a mixed meeting room. There are plenty of brilliant senior women around the table who have something of value to share. Far too often, the male default is to interrupt, because otherwise, how on earth are we going to get our say now that we're in an environment and in a room where other people have something to share, where women have strong, clear leadership voices? In your rational, objective leadership mind as a woman, you're thinking, oh, why has Bob interrupted me? That's a bit rude, a bit disruptive, and I'm not going to tolerate that behavior. However, we then layer the gendered conditioning context over the top. So as a woman, a brilliant senior woman in a meeting, you might get annoyed at the fact that your male colleague has interrupted you, but you'll probably let it happen because that's okay. That's what men do. Can you see what's happening when we do that as women? And I know that you do it. I know that I did it. There's no shame and no blame here. But what I want you to do is start recognizing what's actually happening here so that we can make some positive changes. Because when you do this, you are in fact reinforcing all of those gendered assumptions and stereotypes that women should be seen and not heard, that women don't belong around the leadership table, that women aren't effective or credible leadership communicators, that men are the ones with something valuable to say, so we must let them say it. All of that is happening in that microsecond when Bob decides to interrupt. Your rational, objective leadership brain as a woman starts to go along the right lines. No, that's not good enough, Bob. I'm not going to let you do that. And gets overridden by the gendered conditioning context that is so heavy and so palpable in most of our corporate environments. So now we've recognized men interrupting women in meetings for the gendered conditioning and construct that it really is. Question is, as a woman at work, as a senior woman around that leadership table, what can you do about it and what are you going to do about it? I'm a coach, so I will lovingly hold you accountable for actually doing something about it the next time it happens. So I want you to do something like this. Let's pretend we're in one of those important high stakes meetings, mixed gender leadership team. You're there as a senior woman, as a female leader, and you have got something to say, something valuable, something that will add to the discussion, will help the leadership team actually reach the outcomes that will support organizational success. And you are sharing that very point clearly, calmly, directly, concisely, when along comes Bob. Louise, what I think you're actually trying to say is this, isn't it? Here's my take, and I think that's what you were trying to say all along. That's my impression of Bob, by the way. This is how I want you to respond. Bob, I haven't finished speaking. When I get to the end of my point, if you still feel you have something that will add to what I've already shared, I'll come to you next. You are clear, you are calm, you are direct, and you have put Bob back in his box. That's what I want you to do the next time as a woman you are interrupted in a senior meeting. It happens all the time because gendered conditioning is real, and men have absorbed these stereotypical norms about how they can behave and about how women should respond to that behavior, just as much as us women have absorbed and internalized how we think we should respond or behave in that kind of environment. But things have to change, and it starts here. So the next time you're in a corporate meeting, someone interrupts you, use that phrase, "I haven't finished speaking." When I've finished, if you still have something you feel that adds to the conversation or the discussion or the decision, I will come to you next. At once you are showing your credibility as a leader, that you are grounded in the way that you communicate, you are clear, you are unapologetic, but you're also a facilitator, you are inclusive. I will come to you next if you feel as if you still have something that adds to the conversation, the discussion, the decision that we're undertaking here today. That is great leadership behavior, and that's what I know you're capable of as a woman. So let me know in the comments if and when you try this and how it goes for you, and let me know what else you want me to cover. This channel, Take Your Seat, is for you. It's leadership tips, advice, coaching for women that doesn't suck, from a woman that has been there, learned all the hard lessons, and now coaches brilliant women like you to step into your leadership potential. So hit subscribe, and I will see you for the next video.